Specter Gear, and today I'm going to be talking about a new design that comes to us from a longtime friend of the company, Andre Lacone. If you don't know Andre, he's a bit of a celebrity at SHOT Show. Andre is a SWAT deputy in the Sutter County Sheriff's Office in Northern California. He's a guy that knows a lot about gear, he knows a lot about tactics, and fantastic shooter and just wonderful guy. What Andre brought us was a solution to a problem commonly associated with one-point sling designs. That is a total lack of muzzle control. While the one-point sling excels in the dynamic role if you're moving through a structure or area and need rapid cross-shoulder transition capability, it's a great sling for that. But if you find yourself having to go over obstacles, climb, work in and around vehicles, control suspects, work perimeter, or if your operation takes the form of a patrol or search operation, the one-point sling might, or that lack of muzzle control might start to be a problem for you. If that's the case for you, what Andre's come up with is the SCS Sling, or Sutter County Sling. What the SCS Sling is a convertible 1- or 2-point sling design. Right now it's carried in obviously the one-point sling configuration. If I wanted to convert to 2-point, all I'm going to do is grab the front sling attachment, which in this case is an HK type hook attached to a spring plate. We very deliberately went with two different types of attachment mechanisms so you don't end up grabbing the wrong one. One is easy, one is a little bit harder. So you just simply unsnap, run it up to your sling loop or swivel hook or eyelet, whatever you have at the front of the weapon, snap it in place, deploy the adjustment handle from under the elastic retainer, adjust to fit, and now I have a 2-point sling. Should I need to convert back if time permits, just simply unhook from the front, snap into the spring plate, adjust. If time permits, go ahead and stow the handle back under the elastic retainer. It's not critical, but it does keep an extra piece of gear from flapping around on you. And now we're back into one-point sling configuration. Okay, so let's go to the tabletop, and I'll give you a closer view of some of the features and characteristics of the sling. Okay, let's take a closer look at the SCS Sling. I have two of them here. One is set up in the 2-point configuration. One is in the 1-point configuration. Both are identical except for color. I'll break down the features of the sling using the 2-point version. First off, up front, the front attachment is a heavy-duty steel HK type hook. The adjuster webbing is the same heavy-duty, lightweight but durable webbing that we use in our modular applications on our carriers. The handle, made from the same material, 4 layers thick. The front adjuster itself is a ladder lock type buckle that when it's under stress doesn't move. Take the stress off or tilt the front of the buckle up and it moves very efficiently. And back the same way. This is the elastic retainer that I was talking about earlier. You can see it in action here. Not critical to the design of the sling, but it's a nice feature to have to keep extra parts from flopping around on the sling. Moving a little further back, we have our emergency release buckle. This is a heavy-duty 1.5-inch side release buckle. Need out of the sling in a hurry, hit it, and you are free. At the rear, we have the portion that goes over your shoulder. It's heavy-duty 1.5-inch wide sling webbing. And I've discussed this in other videos, but the difference between 1.25 inch and 1.5 inch webbing, while it doesn't sound like much, is pretty dramatic. It carries a lot better over the shoulders, a lot more comfortable, and distributes the load quite nicely. And lastly, we come to the spring plate at the rear that interfaces with your rear receiver sling mount. In this case, I'll try to move the elastic boot back. It has 2 buttons, one on each side. You just simply pinch them together. It opens up the spring plate and you can remove it or reattach that way. And that's about it for the features of the sling, but I want to talk real quick about your attachment points. Now at the front, ideally you want to have some type of side-mounted sling loop, swivel, or such as in the case of the HKs, an eyelet. It's not critical that it be side-mounted. It will work in a pinch with a bottom-mounted swivel, but ideally it's going to work better if you have it side-mounted. If you have an M4, it's already done for you. You have an HK, it's already done, as well as other guns like the FN SCAR, the SIG 5.56. All of them have fairly efficient front attachment points. Now at the rear, a lot of your newer weapons and some existing designs already have a receiver-mounted sling loop, or they might have an eyelet. In the case of the AK folding stocks, you might have a swivel, and it's in just the right place at the rear of the receiver. You want to have these slings, whether it's this sling or any of your other one-point type slings, need to be receiver mounted. You can run a one-point off of a buttstock at the rear, but you're not going to be happy with it. It's not terribly efficient at all, and it doesn't do anything to speed up transitions. Very important that you have it here so that the buttstock has something to pivot over to get to the other shoulder. Now, if you have an M4 and you need to set it up for this sling or another one-point sling, you're going to want to purchase, if you don't already have it, you're going to need to purchase some type of rear receiver sling mount. Now, we sell the entire line of GG&G products, and we have a lot of different solutions for this. If you're going to be purchasing specifically for this application or anything involving one of these spring plates, I'll give you a quick tip. There are two types of receiver mounts that you can buy. One has a rectangular slot that's a traditional sling type loop that's inch and a quarter wide, and then we have another one that is a loop, and it's basically like an eyelet. This is going to work more efficiently with the loop or eyelet type. It will work with a rectangular slotted type, but you're going to find a very minor annoyance. I know it annoys me. It's not devastating, but there's just a little bit of a catch right there at the pivot point. Just a little bit of a catch there that I get kind of annoyed by. So I would suggest, if you're going to put together a package involving this sling and a receiver mount, go ahead and get the loop type. You're going to be a bit happier with that. Okay, that's about it. This product, as well as any of our other products, can be purchased directly from us at www.spectergear.com or at any of our Specter Gear authorized retail dealers. Thank you very much, and stay safe.